We are live. Welcome back to another edition of Earle Sports Bets. And today we have NHL opening lines. This is for Tuesday. I typed in Thursday for whatever reason. It's Tuesday, the 21st. We got a pretty decent slate in the NHL, and we'll get into that here. We'll first touch on the chat and hello, IceX. Canadiens money line. Sure. Capitals minus 3.5. Okay. Bruins minus 3.5, 4.5. Good luck. Flyers, I think that's an interesting look. I think the Flyers are an interesting look. Canes, maybe. Preds minus 10.5. Makes sense. Draw. I did bet that game. Leafs minus 1.5. Sounds like a lock to me. Blues money line. I have no idea what the odds are, so I'm just winging it. Oh, sheesh. They do have lines up. Yeah. Yes, I am on the Panthers tonight. I got the Panthers minus 1 tonight. But let's put the plays scrolling in the chat down below for tomorrow so far, and we'll kick it on off here. Now, there are a bunch of lines that are not available to me at the moment, which I will be betting when made available. So with that being said, we're going to kick it on off here with the Washington Capitals hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Capitals are minus 250 favorites in this game with a total of 6.5. And let's take a look at where this line is moved. Let's take a look at all that fun jazz. This line opened up at minus 260 on DraftKings. This line's not available on BetOnline for me. It opened up at minus 260. It's gone down 10 cents to minus 250. The total opened up at 6.5 minus 115. It is 6.5 minus 110. Let's take a look at my projections for this game and kind of the way I want to approach this one. I'm definitely going to be looking more at the total than I am on the side. I think the Blue Jackets could be a live underdog in this game. This may be a little bit of a tricky spot for the Washington Capitals because they are coming in off of a road game, but they did play 2 at home before that. Upcoming games, they have a couple home games against Columbus, Chicago. They go to Pittsburgh, then they play the Islanders at home. And this could be an interesting spot. I mean, Columbus has been horrible as of late. The thing is, though, they have been going over the total. This is a team that's gone over in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their last 7 games. The only game they didn't was a 4-1 loss against the Kings. And that's where I'm going to be looking at this game. The line's not available to me at the moment. Let me grab something to write on. So write down the additional look here I'm going to be making is the over 6.5 in this game. Around minus 110, minus 115. I think this my projections have this game for a 6.94. So about 7 goals. So here's my paper that I need to write down extra looks that are not available to me at the moment. That I don't have the lines for quite yet, but I will be looking to make moves on when push comes to shove. So there we go. Going to be Washington and Columbus over 6.5 for that one. And maybe take a stab at the Columbus team total over 2.5. I think that could be an interesting look as well. All right. So we're going to be we're looking at the over 6.5 in that matchup. I have made a play in this game already with the Minnesota Wild traveling to New Jersey to take on the Devils. Devils $1.75 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. Both teams' advanced numbers have actually been really good. Vanacek has kind of slipped up a little bit as of late, and it could be a Kieran Schmid for the Devils tomorrow. Let's take a look. Oh, it also could be Charlie Lindgren tomorrow for the Capitals. But it's looking like it's going to be Gustafsson and Vanacek. And all of a sudden, this Wild team has become an over team. At 6, I really don't have an interest in this game. I have this game projected 3.07 to 2.74 in favor of the Wild. I grabbed the Wild at plus 159 as a play that I've already bet. This is a Wild team that's been playing really good as of late. Their defensive numbers have been strong. They have been a little bit worse the last 2 games, but they played Washington and Boston, so I mean you expect that. But this is a really good New Jersey team, so I can see potentially this over streak coming to an end tomorrow for the Wild. But for me in this game, I just like the plus money and we're getting with the Wild, a team that's playing really well at the moment. They are 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. Their only regulation loss was that 5-2 loss against Boston. I mean, I'm not going to count that against anybody right now. So this one's a pretty simple play for me. I think I don't think this line should be minus 170 for the Devils right now. The Devils are coming in off of quite a and it's continuing for them. Their schedule is not easy. The last 5 games for the Devils have been Carolina, Tampa, Florida, Tampa. They have, and then they're playing Minnesota. They get a little bit of a break. 2 teams that are still competitive, Buffalo and Ottawa. Then they play the Islanders and the Rangers before they get a break game against Chicago. And then they play Winnipeg and Pittsburgh, Columbus, then Boston, Buffalo, and Washington. New Jersey has a really difficult schedule to end the year. And I think that they can suffer a little bit here when it comes to losing games down the stretch. And I think tomorrow is a game that absolutely we can look for them to do that. Looking at where this line opened up and where it's moved, it opened up at minus 160 for the Devils. And actually, it's moved up 16 cents to minus 176. So actually, it's moved towards the Devils. I don't agree with that. So I'm going to grab the Minnesota Wild here, plus 159 in this matchup. We'll look at the next matchup here. The Tampa Bay Lightning are at the Montreal Canadiens. The Lightning, depending on your book, I'm seeing 260s and 270s. I'm seeing 240 on Bet Online. So this line may move. It definitely can move, but it's minus 241 at the moment on Bet Online. Much better price than everywhere else. Total 6.5 in this game. The line opened up at minus 295, and it's come plummeting down to minus 241. Total 6.5, minus 110 at opening. It's now minus 113. Let's take a look at look at what my projections for this game is. This should be an interesting one. Vasilevsky and Allen, my projected goaltenders for this one here. 3.71 to 2.52 in favor of the Lightning. So I think this line's about right. I have Lightning around minus 220, minus 230 favorites in this game. And I have this game projected for 6.23 goals. So I don't really see too much value in this spot here. I don't really feel like backing the Habs here. I think this line's actually correct. I don't see much value here with Montreal. So this ended up being a pretty simple pass for me in this game. There are a few games that I really have no interest in on this slate, and that one is one of them. The next matchup here is the Boston Bruins and the Ottawa Senators. It is projected to be Ullmark and Kevin Mondelez. My projected score for this one is 3.65 to 2.32, 5.97 goals. Maybe under 7.5 could be an interesting look here in this spot. Let's take a look at the line movement in this game. This line opened up at, there we go, minus 270 for Boston. It actually went up to 290 at one point, and it's come back down to all the way to 264. So it's moved 6 cents towards the Senators since the opening line. Minus 107 to the over 6.5 is where it opened. It went up to minus 111, and it's back down to 107. I'm kind of interested in the under 6.5 in this game. I'm going to write that down as a potential add here in this spot. Washington, Ottawa, under 6.5. I think this line should be a 6. I can see this being a 5-1 win for the who do you call it? For Boston. I could see this being 4-1. I could see this being 3-1, 4-0. I wouldn't talk you guys off of the team total under for Ottawa as well. Do I trust Mondelez though in an under? That's a great question. He's not been terrible. A 916 save percentage, 3.29 goals allowed average. So it's not like he's been bad. So kind of interested in the under 6.5 in this spot with Ottawa and Boston. Might be a play I jump into after the show is over. Next matchup here, Buffalo Sabres and Nashville Predators. Sabres are $1.35 favorites, total of 6.5. This is another line that's not available to me at the moment, but when available, I have absolutely no interest in Buffalo. Absolutely no interest whatsoever. I'm going to be on the Nashville Predators in this game. Let's take a look where this line has opened. On DraftKings, it opened up at minus 135. It is still minus 135, 6.5 to minus 120 on to the over. I'm kind of interested maybe in an under in this game. Looking for both these teams to buckle down defensively. Actually, I think that's a way better look than the Preds itself. I like the Preds too in this game. And if it's a 6.5, we might be getting a nice 3.5 with the Buffalo Sabres team total here in this one. Where I want to kind of look towards that under, the under's team total for the Buffalo Sabres. Looking for both these teams to buckle down defensively after they gave up 7 goals. Both of them, these teams came in giving up 7 goals in their previous matchup here. I can see offense being a little bit of a premium in this game, under 6.5 here with the Sabres and the Predators. And I'm going to write down Sabres under 3.5 with a question mark here because I can see this being a 3-2 ball game. And either side winning. I really don't have any interest in the side. Both these teams just got blown out, so I'm going to look for more of a defensively structured hockey game in this one. I know Buffalo's a good over team. That's just I know that's their style of plays. They play to a lot of overs. 6-3-1 in the last 10. Nashville's been the opposite, 3-7 over under in the last 10. They've gone under 3 of their last 4. The only reason why they didn't go under last game is because they gave up 7 goals. They didn't score any. So I can easily see this team being an under team, or Nashville is definitely an under team. And I think they can drag Buffalo into an under here in this one as well. I'm going to look at the under 6.5 with Buffalo and Nashville. We'll keep it moving along here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more games to go. Good God, there's a big slate tomorrow. Florida Panthers, Philadelphia Flyers. The Panthers are 7.5 point favorites. 7.5 point favorites. Minus 170 favorites. Total 6.5 in this game. This line opened up on DraftKings. Here's not available on my book. Philadelphia does play, or Florida does play tonight. Florida opened up as minus 170 favorites. And it's a 6.5 minus 110 on both sides for the total in this game here. I'm projecting it potentially be Alex Lyon and Carter Hart in this game. I'm going to look towards the Flyers in this matchup. Flyers money line potentially in this one for me. This is going to be Florida on a back-to-back. This could be a tricky spot. It's a big game for Florida tonight against Detroit, continuing to push their way up into the a playoff position. And with that, if they win and Pittsburgh loses tonight, they're in the wild card spot, and Pittsburgh's on the outside looking in. Big game tonight for Florida. This should be a win for Florida. This absolutely should be a win for Florida. Could it be a little bit of a trap spot though? I don't know. I'm going to look at the Flyers here a little bit in this game. Flyers money line potentially here for me. Blackhawks money line. I didn't pull the trigger on it. If you like the Blackhawks, maybe you look at them first period rather than full game. Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers, marquee matchup here. This is going to be a good game to watch. I don't know about a good game to bet, though. It is a pick'em. Total of 6 in this game. Let's take a look at where this line has moved, and we'll get into that. This line opened up at Rangers minus 125. It's plummeted 20 cents towards the Hurricanes, now down to a pick'em. Total of 6, minus 105 on both sides. So you could have gotten plus money with the Hurricanes at the opening line here. I have the Hurricanes as a slight, or I have the Rangers as a slight favorite in this game, 2.94 to 2.84. So I have them projected around a minus 110 favorite in this game. Not anything I'm particularly interested in getting involved with at the moment. Now, I would prefer the under. I'm leaning under. And if they can give me Kochekov, I can punch in the under. Because I'm not a fan of Freddie Anderson. I think he's a benefit of a defense around him type of situation. And I think if they give up enough expected goals, he's going to give up goals. So this is a game where I have no particular interest. I would be more interested in trying to back the under here with Kochekov in net rather than Anderson. Something to keep an eye out for. I have this game projected for 5.78 goals, so it's a slight lean towards the under already. It's a no play for me. Big game in the sense of the Metro Division, but not one I'm getting involved with there. Next game, we have the New York Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is definitely a game I've gotten involved with, both the side and the total in this one. We have the Leafs as $1.20 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. Let's take a look at where this line has moved. This line opened up at minus 120 for the Maple Leafs. It's bounced around a little bit, and it's at minus 121. So it's moved 1 cent since the line opened. And it opened up at a 6 at minus 103 to the over, minus 107 to the under. I have this game projected 2.68 to 1.96 in favor of the Islanders. I think they have the goaltending advantage with Sorokin over Samsonov. And I have this game projected for 4.64 goals. So I've already locked in the Islanders plus 111, and I've locked in the under 6 in this game. I expect a low-scoring defensive playoff style atmosphere from these two teams. The Islanders coming back off a long West Coast road trip is a little worrisome. So their offense may be a little bit slow to start. Maybe a first period under could be an interesting look. I just thought this line should be more like a 5.5 rather than a 6. So I think there's a little bit of value here with the under in this spot. Under 6, Islanders and Leafs. And we're going to grab a little bit of Islanders action as well at plus 111. I think there's a little bit of value here with the Islanders as a little home doggy here against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Islanders money line and the under 6 for me. Islanders money line, yes. What's good, Real Deal Prime? How you doing? We'll move into the next matchup here. Arizona Coyotes are at the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are minus 255 favorites in this game. Total 6.5 in this one. We may have a sleepy Tuesday because I have a lot of unders projected for tomorrow, and this is another one that kind of projects out pretty well. Is the under 6.5 in this game, and I've already played it. Under 6.5 at $1.20 is something I actually really like in this game. I thought this should be more like a 6. This game opened up at minus 270 for the Winnipeg Jets, and now we're down to minus 253. This game opened up at minus 105 to the over, and it's now plus 109. So the line's moved 15 cents towards the under, as the under opened up at minus 105. Now it's minus 120. And looking at this game, for me, I have this game projected for 3.2 to 2.56 in favor of the Jets. So I think the Jets should be favorites in this game. Should they be minus 255? Hell no. Maybe take a stab with the Coyotes money line in this game. Vejmelka is projected in net, and he's projected to go up against Hellebuyck, which could be a really good goaltending matchup here. I like the under 6.5 in this spot at $1.20. I lean towards the Coyotes on the side, but it didn't play it, so it's just the under for me in this game. Home doggy, yes, the home doggy in that last game for sure. We got 4 more games to touch on before we head on out. The Detroit Red Wings are at the St. Louis Blues. The Blues are $1.30 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Now the question is, are they going to go back to Hoffer or are they going to go to Binnington? Binnington obviously could make his return back off of a 2-game suspension. And Hellberg has already been confirmed in net for the Wings. Now, I want nothing to do with it. I mean, I don't know about nothing to do with this game. But this is a game that I do not have a line available to me at the moment. I'm kind of interested in the under again in this game, under 6.5 potentially. Both these teams have struggled offensively as of late. Detroit, it's only averaging 2.34 expected goals for, and Blues 2.61. I have this game projected 2.9 to 2.76 in favor of the Wings. I think the Wings can be a live underdog tomorrow. I would love to see the Blues go back to Hoffer in this game, and I'd be a little bit more interested in the under. The Blues have been playing unders a little bit more as of late, and I can see them. Actually, they've been playing overs. They went under last game. But previous to that, they had played 4 straight overs. I could see the Blues starting to flip and be a little bit more of an under team, especially if Hoffer's in net. I think that could be a decent look. The line's not available to me at the moment, but I'm leaning Wings and I'm leaning under in this game at the moment. But it's a no play for me. Detroit, good value in this spot. Yeah, I could see Detroit having a nice little value here. The only thing that worries me is they play tonight. I think that's the one thing that worries me about the Detroit Red Wings in this spot. But I'm all for fading the St. Louis Blues. I've been doing it plenty this year. So yeah, fade the Blues. I agree with that. I've been doing that a lot this year. I was a Blues enthusiast last year. They made me a lot of money last year. Bet them in the playoffs against the Wild. I mean, this is a Blues team I really liked, and this year they're terrible. So yeah. Simon Edvinsson is making his Wings debut. Is that tonight? He's making his Wings debut tonight. He should be pretty good in that lineup there. But yeah, Wings and under is my lean at the moment there. Next we have the Kraken and the Stars. The Stars are $1.55 favorites in this game with a total of 6. Let's take a look at where this line has opened, and then I'll take a look at my projections here. This line opened up at $1.55 on BetOnline. It's not moved since then. It opened up at -110 to the over. It's now -115 to the over. I have this game projected 3.33 to 2.69 in favor of the Stars. I have the Stars projected around probably around 165, 170 in this game. So it's a slight lean towards Dallas in this game if I'm getting involved on the side in this one. At 6, it's a ever so slight leaning towards the over because I have this game projected for 6.02 goals. So literally a 0.02 goal edge. Not enough for me to pull the trigger on anything in this game. This one's a pretty simple pass. I would like to see both these teams lose at the moment. I would like to see the Kraken lose for my Kraken to miss the playoffs. And I would like to see the Stars lose for my Avalanche to win the Central. So I would prefer this game not to go to overtime is my biggest preference for this one. But no play here for me. Calgary Flames are at the Anaheim Ducks in this next matchup here. The Flames are on a second half of a back-to-back. This line's not available to me at the moment. The Flames most likely will have Vladar in net against Gibson. My projections have this at 3.47 to 2.94. So I definitely don't think the Flames should be laying 215 on the road in this game. Will this be a desperate Flames team? Yeah. Will I be taking a shot with the Ducks in this game? Maybe. I'm writing down Wings under 6.5. I'm going to write down the Ducks money line here. I think the Ducks are a live underdog in this game. Vladar is not somebody I particularly trust, and getting the Ducks at this type of price, getting them up around that plus 184 price tag, when my projections say they should be in maybe the 150s. I see some value with Anaheim here at home as a little home doggy. This is just a tricky spot for Calgary, in my opinion. So I'm going to look towards the Ducks in this game. Go a little quack attack here for me. Anaheim plus the 185 in this spot is where I'm leaning here. And we have one more dog I'm interested in to end the night. The Vancouver Canucks are hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights are $1.40 favorites on the road. Total 6.5 in this game. I have this game projected for Demko and Quick. Obviously, I think Demko has the goalie advantage here. I've already locked in the over 6.5 in this game, and I'm also on the Vancouver Canucks at plus 128. I do not trust Quick, and defensively, this Vegas Golden Knights team is not very good. This is a team that's given up 3.88 expected goals against the last 10 games. So, no, this is not a fate of Jonathan Quick for me. This is a fate of defensive hockey that the Vegas Golden Knights are playing because their advanced analytics are telling me they should be giving up more goals. So I'm expecting this team to give up more goals down the stretch. And the Vancouver Canucks, don't look now, are playing some pretty freaking good hockey. All of a sudden, this team has won 8 of their last 10 games. They've won actually 7 of their last 8. They're coming in on a 2-game win streak against LA and Anaheim. They're only lost in the last 7. The only loss in the last 8 games for them was a 3-2 loss against Arizona. This team all of a sudden is playing well, and maybe they're a bet-on team now with Demko back. And maybe this is a team that we could look to take some futures with next year, because I think this Canucks team could be better next year than people think. I think the Canucks are a decent look here in this spot. They're playing much better as of late. It's a short price, but I think there's some value with Vancouver in this spot. So I'm going to grab Vancouver in the over here, and I might look to grab a little Vancouver team total over as well. Nice little triple up spot to end the night. I like Vancouver in the over in this spot, fading the Vegas Golden Knights defensively, where their last 10 games, they've been giving up a lot of expected goals. And all of a sudden, this Canucks team playing well as well. So I'm going with the Canucks in the over in this spot here to end the night. But that is everything for the NHL opening line show. We will be doing at 7 o'clock the San Diego Padres preview show. So be sure to check that out tonight. But a little recap before we head on out. Wild money line, Toronto, New York under 6, as well as the Islanders money line. Winnipeg, Arizona under 6.5. VGK Vancouver over 6.5. And the Canucks at plus 128. Some plays I'm looking to add on when those lines are available to me. Also, one line is available to me that I'm probably going to go look to bet after the show. But the plays I'm looking at that I haven't pulled the trigger yet on: Washington, Columbus over 6.5. Boston, Ottawa under 6.5. Nashville, Buffalo under 6.5, as well as the Sabres under 3.5. Flyers money line, Wings money line, Wings under 6.5, and the Ducks money line are some things I'm looking at as well. But that is going to just about wrap it up for this one. We'll check. We will see you later. Talk a little San Diego Padres. Good luck, everybody.